Good morning and welcome to the VSA Morning Miner. It is Tuesday, the 18th of April. I'm joined by Paul Rankin. Paul, how are you today?
I'm fairly well, thank you. How are you?
Yeah, all good, thanks. Right, it's a slightly quieter morning, I think, in terms of news flow. But given you spoke about the significant jump in the tin price yesterday, shall we start with that, as there's now a bit more color as to why the price jumped the way it did yesterday?
Yes, that's right. The price did jump yesterday in the tin markets, and that was due to an announcement by the government of Myanmar's Wa state that they will suspend mining resources exploration from August of this year. Now, Myanmar is the world's third largest reserves of tin and accounts for 77% of China's tin ore imports in 2022. So it does represent a significant, if they do impose that a ban, that essentially puts a real tightening into the available supply into Asia, in particular for tin concentrates. So that's what has caused the move in the price.
Yeah, although it is, I mean, a pretty important export for Myanmar, so it seems like there may be a couple of other factors, perhaps political ones, behind the decision to suspend production. I suspect it's not environmental reasons, trying to improve the environment in Myanmar from the local government.
Yes, that's right. And tin, particularly placer tin, has a very poor environmental record as well across the world, and particularly in Asia in recent decades. So there is quite a few influencing factors around it.
Okay. London news. Petra Diamonds come out with Q3 figures. So what are the highlights there, Paul?
Yeah, they have showing improved operating results here in their Q3s. They have affirmed their 2023 production guidance to produce at least 2.75 million carats, and that's due to better performances from both the Finch and their Cullinan mines, as well as a better pricing outlook on auctions on global rough diamonds with the reopening of China. Production at Cullinan Mine had increased by 7%, supported by higher tailings and run-of-mine grades. They are looking forward to getting Williamson restarted by or around the first quarter of next year. Williamson being in Tanzania, that had suspended operations for some period of significant months here now due to issues with social license to operate there, which included a tailings spill some months ago. So they are looking better, though their debt level has risen a little bit in these latest figures as well, $248 million US as of the 31st of December. So we'll see if they can continue the good progress that they're making with the outlook in diamonds looking a little bit better too. I have to wonder whether or not they might be tempted sometime this year in order to do a fundraise in order to pay down the debt.
Okay. Well, the share price has pulled back a bit, I think, since that tailings thing. So there's a bit more caution as to the track record of the company's turnaround in Tanzania, despite the macro changes there and political improvements for other operators. This has obviously set them back and cast a bit of a shadow over the whole company.
Yes, that's right.
Anything else, Paul?
Yes, I did want to mention too that Peak Resources, the ASX listed rare earth carbonatite explorer in Tanzania, has signed a frame of reference agreement with the Tanzania government finally in order to develop the Anguilla carbonatite there in that country that has been waiting on that deal for years and years now, and we have finally got that signed. So it has to be a huge relief for management and shareholders.
Okay, very good. Anything else, or should we call it a day there?
Lundin Gold had put out or excuse me, Lumina Gold had put out their PFS statement for the Cangrejos gold deposit, which is one which looking pretty robust here. It's based on reserves of 11.6 million ounces of gold in probable reserves. And the mineral resource, it totals out at 16.8 million ounces. Project after tax NPV $2.2 billion at $1,650 gold, $3.75 copper. So it is robust enough to put into production, relatively low grade, but really amenable to bulk mining. So I think it will proceed. Capital cost will be under $1 billion to develop.
Okay. All right, Paul. We'll call it a day there. Thanks very much for your thoughts.
Very good. Thank you.